We are April 6th, 8:57. It was 8:58 tonight. 5 hours ago, the tweets, what was happening. This shit is defamation, but I don't imagine anyone will care. I guess CK Bufarash is cool with people not just lying to the public and cops, but to lawyers, potentially the courts. Noted. Here's what these honest, peaceful patriots are defending. And then he puts in a link to April 5. This latest email is a great representation of what you get from Portland's unbiased journalist, Brandon Michael Farley, formerly of Optics Media, Farley Films at Farley Media. Unwanted contacts, sadistic attempts at manipulation, projection, threats, lies, him finding it funny. Okay, now which email is this? Oh, oh, this is so black market. Here we go. Oh, this is too black market. Hold on. Um, she's not one of us. She's a good person and beautiful and brilliant. Why can't you just let a motherfucker be happy? Oh, that's right, because misery loves company. Fuck off, Econ. Just because you don't have a love interest doesn't mean you get to spoil other people's enjoyment. I don't have to explain my relationship to Mary Ang to you. We're not together, may not ever happen, but she's someone who's very dear to me, and I just want you to leave her out of this. Why can't you abide by a simple cease and desist order? Do you have oppositional defiant disorder? And I worry for your mental health. You've idolized terrible people like Jeremy Christian and Andy Ngo. I'm starting to wonder if you're the next Charles Manson in the making. I am sure an open investigation will lead to your 5150. Oh, Farley. Mental health care isolation, we all need it. We're all freaking going crazy, especially in the coronavirus era. Who will take care of your corgis? He has corgis? When you're committed to a mental institution. Oh, this is not. Might want to start making plans, comma now. This will happen very suddenly for you. Bye-bye. And he signs it, Farley's beating heart. So I'm kind of like a fan of his poetic side, even if I'm sometimes offended. So I didn't say, ooh, wow. I'm really missing out on something. Now it's just getting good. What is happening? Ooh, steamy. Oh no, did I say something on Twitter? So, Econ Breakfast, could you please put your Twitter war and something good for like a negative 7.5, negative 8 vision in these bad eyes? I'm 42 and your vision gets messed up as you get older. I can't even answer, respond. You block me. This hurts my head. Okay. Oh, cease and desist. Okay, so yeah, like stop harassing. Okay, he's going through and liking. Yes. Okay, so play by play. This was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something. Just noted that Mr. Andy Ngo's pal defender photographer Shelley K. Bufarash CK Bufarash is going through and liking Mary Ang's at Brain Garbage bizarre tweets about me, amplifying Brandon and Farley's lies. Please cease and desist. Upside down smiley face. I don't know what that means. Could you fill me in? I'm 42. I don't understand. I'm struggling here. I need like subtitles to what's going on. Okay, good news. Okay, okay, some people are uncomfortable with the term queer, others aren't. Either's fine. The non-dick move. I've never said that in my life, but okay, I think I understand what it means. Let's say it seriously. The non-dick move is to avoid going out of your way to apply labels to people they've expressed they're uncomfortable with. Like I said, don't call me Mary, okay? Anyway, you can call me, if you must, Ms. Ang or Mr. Ang. No, I really appreciate all the people that go out of their way to call me they. But there is just this general sexism and patriarchy with this exclusionary attitude toward women, Econ. And just because you're gender queer or LGBT or whatever, Q, doesn't mean you should treat women or people you perceive to be women this way, excluding us from your Brandon Farley fan club on Twitter. Okay, the non-dick move is to Other identities don't just disappear when other issues arise. We don't stop being LGBTQ in times of crisis. No, that's good. And why can't I get all this uplifting stuff? I want to hear this stuff. I need some space right now, as of 9 hours ago. If I'm not talking to you, it's not because I'm not okay. In other words, I'm okay. Don't let liars tell you otherwise. Okay, then April 4th. There are good reasons why I don't want to communicate in DMs or other private channels with some of you. I like having this stuff out in the open. It's clear and unsurprising that those, not me, doing the harassing and threatening don't. Oh no. Oh no. A JPEG of a tweet of mine. You see, I've got my little picture of me at the White House when I was a baby. I love that picture. Oh no, this is just from a few hours ago. This is coming from someone who does not understand or is misconstruing what I'm doing here. So I'm like, so I say to, I don't know who these people were I was talking to, okay, say 50% of his followers are anti-fascist. Why pimp them out in an inflammatory post trying to ignite cyber riot with potentially dangerous actors? I'm just saying anti-fascism is often a little more discreet if it's effective. But anyway, maybe that point is noticed or not. That's a really good cologne, George. That's a Hey by Alfred Sung. Oh my god, it smells lavender. It smells like Prada for men. Anyway, and if it's fake, they are fake. They aren't really anti-fascist. Just say so. Remember when the kids booked Zipcar to go to the riot in Seattle? Operational Security Hello. And I'm sorry I didn't provide the citation because it's a hilarious court case but it's from about 2013 or 12. PSA, nothing I do is, and then this is econ, back to econ. PSA, nothing, and in a different, it's sort of like a different embedded tweet. Nothing I do is meant to make people feel scared or cause terror. But my heart's racing. This is so terrible what you're doing. It's really terrible. It's getting my blood pressure up. But I'm trying to work with it. All of it feels very disingenuous. I suspect if I was a trans woman, I'd also be being painted as an intimidating, predatory man. I do find this dynamic interesting. Okay, so, misconstrued. I think everyone is misconstruing each other. I'll agree with that. I think it's hard to know how to construe someone who's blocking on some. See, this is coming from someone who's never met me, declared herself my obsessed stalker. No. I'm addicted to the Twitter feed. I'm your reader. Called my blocking her trans misogyny, yes, and fascist, yes, and went from defending Brandon Farley to amplifying his lies to contacting a lawyer with said lies and publishing them in an article. Well, Brandon called it an article. I wouldn't go so far. This is coming from someone who does not understand what I'm doing here. Okay, well, what are you doing? I still don't understand. So, tell. Oh no, which back button did I push? Okay. And I really don't. I haven't contemplated Twitter suicide in a long time, but there's a point where you're just so harassed by annoying people that you want to delete your account. So congratulations, Economy Breakfast, for forcing me to contemplate Twitter suicide. And I have chats going back 8 years with Adrian Lamo, of all people. You want me to delete that? Sabotage all my years of work? Oh, come on, man. This is effing lame. Doing this again. Trans skeptical. Okay, back on marrying. Rah. Ransom. Call me Ransom. In defense, Mary Ann, in defense of Brandon Farley. Why would any self-professed anti-whatever be coughing up his whole life onto Twitter? Anything you put on social media, you might as well fax to the FBI. And that's where I argue people like Econ Breakfast have no operational security. And then Econ says LOL. Okay, good. I'm glad you're LOLing. Okay. Yes. Then this is just like my big long threads that I published on a thread reader app. Okay, blah, blah. Of course the blah. So boring. Maybe I should check if I have any tweets. I guess that's the beauty of incognito bliss. Is this normal? The other Antifa don't block me. Blocking is pretty fascist. It didn't work. I tried to negotiate the feud subtly. I'm not a spy. I don't want to be. Whose cover have I blown? Yours? Okay. which allies have I thrown under the bus? You're not mine. And I'm like, yes, yes, we are allies. We're both Americans. We're both LGBTQ supporters. We're both, in some way, knowing Brandon Farley. We're concerned if he's okay. So those are three ways we're allies: Americans, LGBTQ, and aware of a person, Mr. Farley. Talk to Farley Media about kindness. If discussing his harassment, much of it sexual, is unkind, okay, I'm not ceasing. Oh no. Tweet I said, which was, you know what Papa always said, right? Infiltrate the left and right. You know what Papa always said, infiltrate the left and right. That was in a poem, by the way. And I believe it was probably more him speaking sotto voce CIA. Like, for in the voice of the CIA, how they would think about embedding in all the youth organizations across Europe or whatever, or wherever they might be trying to start an uprising. Okay, I am utterly bored. I'm less offended. I'm not having a blood pressure episode to econ. I appreciate the renewed attempt to be. I appreciate even being published. It's nerve-wracking. You have to deal with that with artists. Like the way econ puts everyone on display. Like, you're on a pedestal. What you said, I will hyperanalyze. That's nerve-wracking. You've got to treat artists with more sensitivity than that. And that lack of sensitivity is very dehumanizing. And the blocking is very dehumanizing. I work with known sex offenders who. Okay? How have I put your life, safety, whereabouts in danger? Again, more serious accusations with no proof. I'm not angry at you. I'm incredibly uncomfortable with this bizarre situation. Well, stop copying my tweets and obsessing on them. Whoa! Okay, there's good reasons why I don't want to communicate in DMs. Or have her, okay, blah, 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 blah. Back to, this is the best. This is my masterpiece. Evidently, Econ Breakfast is the First Amendment. Any free speech you actually have must go through Econ Breakfast. Please get it in writing, or this tweet will be screenshot for Google Images forever. Signed, the epicenter of the People's Republic of Portland, Ministry of Thought Crime, at GOP. Okay, that's supposed to be funny, in case anyone doesn't know. And he's like, oh God, there's more. I don't control or want to control anyone's speech or thoughts. And at with a space, because you don't even want to touch the GOP with a 10-foot pole. GOP. Yeah, but I went there. No, I explained why I blocked you. I had no idea you were a mannish, bossy, opinionated woman in a state of gender dysphoria. But nothing I've done towards you has been rooted in misogyny or transphobia. It's certainly not trans misogyny. I'm trans. Okay. Then I tell him to Laura, like, good Laura, I figured it out. Econ Breakfast blocked me because misogyny. And then I reply, how dare a woman have an opinion ever, much less a mannish, bossy, opinionated woman in a state of gender dysphoria? OMG, blocked. Or is that trans misogyny? And I really want to know, so I'm glad you've clarified that by explaining, oh, it's not misogyny. And that's kind of like when people are like, oh, it's not racism. It's kind of like, are you sure? Till the patriarchy, whoops. Don't fuck me, I do not consent. This tweet is relevant minus the part about violence against women, Navala Violence Against Women Act. I never did hear back from Ravajing, Shelley G, the ex-Intel legal team about them suing me based on a pack of lies. I don't know that scandal, so somebody fill me in on that. Weird, parentheses, colon. This is brain garbage 2 days ago. Econ Breakfast is the patriarchy, and as Mona Eltahalway always says, fuck the patriarchy, which I think you should catch up on your Mona Eltahalway before you misinterpret that. Doesn't mean fuck. It doesn't mean sex. It means disrupt power, disrupt the power, the unlimited dominating power of the patriarchy. So I don't hide, and I'm not ashamed of the fact that I'm trans. I've lived most of my life being perceived of as and treated as the world as by the world as a woman. The idea that the Violence Against Women Act is somehow, oh God. Okay, and I don't know what this drama is applicable to my research is ludicrous. I'm not going to. Well, stalking is included in the Violence Against Women Act, and lesbians can beat each other up, women can beat each other up. If you're trans or not trans, it doesn't really matter. Humans have to treat, and that's where maybe we need a new instrument. Maybe VAWA, we need something more trans inclusive. But there was an update to the language of VAWA to be more trans inclusive. So recently, I'm reminded of this encounter and many others. I don't know this. Oh, okay. This is when they're confronting. They're trying to have a. I don't even know if this is the same one. They're trying to have a little talk about the pepper spraying of the kids, and that's this person. I don't know these people. Okay, and I watched this whole footage. It's interesting. Um, okay, I'm not sure what to make all of this, but I'm overwhelmed, concerned, not enjoying myself, and still not wishing harm on any of you. Okay, so I tweeted some radio. Why is that so hard? The Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, COVID maps, persecuting journalists. And basically, my point is very simple: is as much freedom of speech as possible, but don't be like sexually harassing. Whew. So I've got my. Why do I have to read my words? This is not about me. This is about a voice to the voiceless. Econ Breakfast is the one who's oppressed, right? We're just like the blocked people who can't be a part of the club, or like the kids who can't get into the party or whatever. Okay, so whatever. These are like old tweets. I'm not going to even read those. They're too boring. But they're upsetting to Econ Breakfast. The elder in question here is 31. You're 31, Brandon, and you refuse any and all treatment for his legitimate bipolar while constantly using his mental illness. And then I'm just like, back the F off of people's disabilities, Econ Breakfast. Your disability abuse is a part of the problem. And neither one of you have been entirely respectful, but somebody has to establish some norms somewhere to like, oh God, I don't know. And I think this is where people do need private blogs, and maybe that's an advantage to so-called social media. Is not about throwing rocks in people's faces all the time. And this having your own narrative is great, but this is sort of wrecking the point of Twitter. Twitter's supposed to be like, hey, such and such, you want to call me? Let's do a phone conference or something. Like Twitter should be just like an open phone line you can pick up and communicate with people, not this bitter, deep, crazy vendetta. And one thing, I mean, threads, I'm aware of them. Seth Abramson is a great thread tweeter, but you can make threads, and then you can do something called a thread reader app that'll make like a long narrative of your threads. So you've written a blog with Twitter, and it's kind of fun and cool, and it makes everything bite-sized, so some people might get a little chunk of your wisdom. But with Econ Breakfast's thread style, it basically excludes any other. I mean, like, to me, there's so much more interesting stuff going on Twitter right now. So you really, it's what becomes like drama. But one thing I did when I was trying to use Twitter for similar purposes, for like expose of, that creep over there, I just use hashtag. And I think maybe if Econ Breakfast would use just some hashtagging and maybe just do free single tweets that can be ignored, move on, and indexed separately, maybe our problem is stylistic and editorial, or I'm not speaking for anyone but myself. So in case anyone needs a reminder, here's some of Brenda Farley's. Well, I want to see what's this? It seems that there are some emails going on that are missing to me. How come I'm not getting these emails? I want these emails. Whew. Okay, well, I'm blown away. Yeah. What's this? Okay. March 11th. No, this is way old. So, I hope someone is humanizing the situation. I think econ is in some ways doing a world of good, but it's sort of a thing where, like, okay, say like a little kid doesn't do good or like messes up. If you're just like, you messed up, you messed up, you messed up, to the point the little kid just wants to go die and cry and hide under the bed or something, I feel that's kind of what Econ Breakfast is doing. It's just like, yeah, okay, people slipped up, people have terrible language, whatever, they're rude, they could be more mature, but making this obsessive identity, maybe this is my karma, man. Maybe I'm guilty of the same stuff and trying to deal with that guy who attacked me physically. Like, I have trouble with him morally. And it's like, Econ, I'd really like to open up to you about stuff that happened in my life that you don't seem to have any time for or care. Like, I tried, and it's just very upsetting. I don't want anyone to commit suicide, you know? And I feel like when there's unchecked internet bullying, capitulation point, commission of a federal crime, racketeering, mafia tactics. What the actual fuck? Yeah, what the actual fuck, though? Sorry for the language, people. Um, yeah, just stop with the verbal abuse. Stop profiling people. Stop harassing people, and stop limiting your perspective about what human beings can be. Like, people, what that Benjamin Clementine song is like, knowing what you're capable of becoming. Like, people don't have to be limited completely by their crimes, their misdemeanors, their sins. And I think giving people a chance to heal, this isn't working. Like, what you guys have going on isn't really working. And I've been meeting trans people for like whatever years, 20 years or something. It's just not a very interesting subject to me. It's not like let's see, toxic masculinity. Here we go. Okay, it's like, you don't know who I am. I'm not writing a biography. That's a thing people do, though. Why don't you at Brandon Farley, Farley Media? Oh, why don't you at Brandon Farley about toxic masculinity? Hostile atmosphere. This is all, as I said, bizarre and extremely hypocritical, but okay. Here's the high five over cyberspace. Econ. We've got some big words up in the dialogue now. We're moving beyond SHIT. Okay? I hope I'm losing followers. It's more than uncanny how much he obsesses over the metrics I don't check or care about. Well, you could have one more follower if you would unblock me, love. Let's see. Go after me. Okay, that's an old one. I don't know where that one was. That was great. I might have to just break out a different where are we? We're at 23. This is just, oh no, oh no. Oh no, here we are. 55 minutes ago. Oh, that's another one. The she's a good person. So now I've kind of got them fighting about me. Isn't that cool? Giving them, I can be, like in the Bible when they want to cut the baby in half or something. I can be the baby brain garbage. She's not one of us, beautiful and brilliant. Oh, dear heavens. Okay. So I'm still, I don't know where that one was. Well, I'll have to find that. That was just great. But I think there was something missing in the thread. There was a thread. Can I do get away with version 4? Maybe I need to get my stuff queued.